Hello or welcome to Ferdinand tutorials. It's with so much joy that I present this topic today for my jam bite. This is actually my first topic in chemistry for my jam bite. I've not taught chemistry online except offline, where I do teach my jam students and other chemistry students. But we are bringing it online. So you watch this video, do well to share because we've prepared a lot of things for you. Now, in this topic today, we are going to be talking about separation of mixtures and purification of chemical substances. Now, in this topic, we'll be talking about the pure and impure substances, talking about boiling and melting point. We're talking about elements, compounds, and mixture, and also we'll be talking about the physical and chemical change of chemical substances. Now, in chemistry, separation of a substance into its components and the removal of impurities have a large number of important applications in fields such as medicine and manufacture. Now, since ancient times, people have used method of separating and purifying chemical substances for improving the quality of life. Now, the extraction of metals from ores and of medicine from plants is older than recorded in history. So separation of mixtures and purification of chemical substance didn't start today. It didn't start this 2022. It has started since ancient era. So now let's talk about the pure and impure substance, which is the main topic that we'll be talking about today. Now, everything that exists in the earth is a form of a matter, which is further defined as any substance that occupies space and has mass. That's when we're talking about matter. So that matter is anything that has mass and what occupies space. Now, the matter is further divided into various forms, such as solid, liquid, and gas. Apart from this, it is also classified as pure substance and mixture or impure substances. We see it's classified into pure and impure substance. And then for impure substance is what? A mixture. So whenever you see mixture, have it at the back of your mind that it is a what? An impure substance. Now look, if you look at the board, there is a diagram that I've drawn for you. So you look into it. It's a diagram that explains matter and its components, bringing in pure and impure substance into consideration. Now, what is pure substance? When you hear about pure substance, what comes to your mind? Now, today we say that pure substance are substances that are made up of only one kind of particle and have a fixed or constant structure. Pure substances are further classified as elements and compounds. Now, an element is a substance that consists of only one kind of atom. An element is a pure substance as it cannot be broken down or transformed into a new substance, even by using some physical or chemical means. Elements are mostly metals, non-metals or metalloids. Now remember we talked about pure substance. We said that pure substance are divided into what? Elements and what? And compounds. Those are the two classifications of what? Pure substance. Now we've talked about elements and we've talked about what? Compounds. Now let's talk about the properties of this pure substance. Now pure substance are mostly homogeneous in nature, containing only one type of atom or molecule. They are mostly what? Homogeneous. Meanwhile, the second one is these substances mainly have a constant or uniform composition throughout. They mainly have a what? A uniform or constant composition throughout. The third characteristic is there, or property, that the substance have fixed boiling and melting point. Fixed boiling and melting point. Now the last one there says, the pure substance usually participates in a chemical reaction to form predictable products. Now, what are the examples of pure substance? What do I see and I know that, okay, this one is a pure substance, this is not a mixture or an impure substance. So whenever I see this, I know it's a pure substance. What are they? Now, examples are all elements are mostly pure substances. Now, a few examples of them include, we have gold, we have copper, oxygen, chlorine, diamond, etc. So they are all examples of what? Of pure substance. Now, compounds also, such as water. Now, water is made up of what? H2O. Remember, compound is all about chemical combination of two or more elements. So examples are water, now H2O, hydrogen and oxygen. We have salt, sodium chloride, NaCl. Are you there? We have baking soda, amongst others are also grouped as what? Pure substances. Now let's go over to an impure substance, otherwise called what? A mixture. Now, a substance, on the other hand, is impure if it consists of different kinds of elements combined physically and not chemically. Combined physically and not what? Chemically. Impure substances are also called mixtures. Now, mixtures are further divided into homogeneous or heterogeneous mixture. Meanwhile, in the pure substance, we only have elements and compound. Now, in the impure substance, we have what? Homogeneous and what? Heterogeneous mixture. Now, let's write. Now, a homogeneous mixture, occasionally called a solution, is comparatively unvarying the configuration or constant. Now, every unit of the mixture is like every other unit. For instance, if you liquefy sugar in water and blend it really well, your concoction is essentially the same, no matter where you sample it. Now, let's go over to a heterogeneous mixture. Now, a heterogeneous mixture is a concoction whose configuration varies from spot to spot within the sample. For example, if you put a little amount of sugar in a vessel, add some sand, and then shake the jar a couple of times, your concoction doesn't have the same configuration all throughout the jar. Are you getting what I'm talking about? Now, as the sand is heftier, there's possibly more amount of sand at the bottom of the jar and more sugar at the top. You know, this happens in our daily life. You can check it out. You understand? Get a jar, put sugar, put sand, shake it. Are you getting it properly? Shake it well. You see that the sand will go down, whereby the sugar will go up, because the sand is more heftier. I don't know if you are getting it. So there's possibly more amount of sand at the bottom of the jar and more sugar at the top part. Now, this mixture can be identified visually and separated easily by what? Physical means. I don't know if you are getting what I'm talking about. Now, let's talk about the properties of an impure substance. Remember that impure substances are otherwise called what? Mixtures. Are otherwise called what? Mixtures. Now, number one is that it does not have any specific properties. Now, the properties of the mixture are as a result of the average properties of all the constituents. Number two, it is formed as a result of the physical change. Number three, they have a variable composition. And the last property there is that their melting and boiling points differ. Now, what are the examples of mixture? Since we've talked about example of a pure substance, what are the examples of mixture? Now, some common examples of mixture are gas and gas like nitrogen and oxygen in the atmosphere, a solution like water and soil. The third one, gas and liquid such as water. The last one then, solid and liquid such as what? Sand and water. So these are some of the examples of mixtures. Now remember, we talked about pure and impure substance. We explained what pure substance are. We gave examples, we gave their characteristics, and we also talked about impure substance, otherwise called mixture, talked about their characteristics and the examples. So I believe at the end of this class, you should understand what each and every one of them mean. Get your book, write it down, and then go through it periodically. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you for coming around. I hope to see you again in my next video. We have a lot to talk about in this chemistry. In my next subtopic in chemistry, we're talking about boiling and melting points. So get yourself ready. Go and read before I come back here, so that when after my class you can ask questions. So thank you all. I promise to have a live video session with all of you, so anticipate that. It will be very, very amazing, where you can ask me any question you want and we provide the answer. So thank you and God bless you. See you again in my next video. Have a lovely day, and don't forget to read every day. Map out time to read, map out time for reading. You are a student, and never ever forget that.